Welcome back to Renew You Life. Today we're tackling something, well, it's something that's not talked about enough, but it can really mess with how you feel, mentally and emotionally.
Definitely.
Especially as we get a bit older, we're diving deep into the challenges of ageism and those little subtle ways bullying can show up at work, especially for women who are, going through midlife.
Mm-hmm.
And our guide for this deep dive is this report called The Hidden Struggles of Women of a Certain Age.
Right.
This is important stuff, and we need to be talking about it.
Absolutely. It's like you reach a point in your career where you feel really good.
Yeah.
You feel confident and like you really know your stuff.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you start hitting these invisible roadblocks.
It's so true. It's like all of a sudden, the experience you've built up, all the years you've put in, it's like it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a meeting and you share an idea, but it's like nobody even hears you?
All the time.
But then someone younger says the same thing, and suddenly everyone's like, brilliant.
Yes. Or it's like they talk to you like you wouldn't understand if they didn't explain it in the simplest way possible. Like you need things dumbed down for you because of your age.
It's condescending.
It is. And you know what? The report actually calls these little digs microaggressions. And they're so much sneakier than just straight up discrimination.
Right.
They chip away at your confidence, make you doubt yourself, even if you've always been a top performer.
It's crazy how much damage these little things can do. And get this hidden struggles report. It found that something like 85%, a huge percentage, of women over 45 have experienced at least one of these subtle forms of ageism at work.
Yeah.
So this isn't just happening to a few people. It's like everywhere.
It really is. And honestly, the toll it takes on your mental and emotional well-being, it's huge. The report talks about feeling invisible, like what you do doesn't even matter.
Right.
And that feeling, that can be incredibly lonely and make you feel really down.
Like you're being pushed aside even though you're more than capable of leading the way.
Exactly.
So what do we do?
Okay, so
When we're faced with this subtle but really harmful bullying.
Yeah.
I mean, the source highlights a few strategies. I'd love to, break those down with you.
Okay, so first of all, and this is really important, realize that you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not imagining things, and what you're feeling is totally valid. This isn't about being too sensitive. Ageism, even when it's subtle, it's real. It's a real bias, and recognizing that is the first step to taking back your power.
It's like validating your own experience.
Yes.
Don't let anyone tell you it's not a big deal.
Exactly. And then shift your focus.
Okay.
Instead of dwelling on what you can't control, the report suggests, focusing on your strengths.
But
Think about it. What skills and insights have you gained over the years? What makes you so valuable to your team? Sometimes even just making a list of your achievements can be a powerful reminder of what you're worth.
it's so easy to let those negative experiences overshadow everything else.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like reminding yourself, I do have value and this is what I bring to the table. It's so powerful.
Absolutely. And something else that's really important?
What's that?
Don't underestimate the power of connection. Having people who understand is really, really important.
Okay.
The report talks about finding allies, both at work and outside of work.
Got it.
It could be a coworker you trust, a mentor, or even a friend who gets it.
Yeah.
Having that support system, it makes a huge difference.
It's like having someone to talk to,
Yeah.
to help you process everything and remind you that you're not alone in this.
Exactly. And sometimes the best thing you can do, the healthiest thing for you mentally and emotionally, is to set boundaries.
Oh, that's a good one.
If there are certain people or situations that always trigger those feelings of being undervalued or dismissed, find ways to minimize contact.
It's about protecting yourself, your energy, your mental space.
Yes. Don't let those negative experiences take over your day.
Oh.
And sometimes, despite everything you try, the workplace culture just doesn't change.
Yeah.
And the report talks about this really tough decision that sometimes you just have to make, leaving a toxic environment.
It's a big step.
It is.
And it can be so scary, especially if you've been at a company for a long time or you're really invested in your role.
Absolutely. But it's also a really important reminder that you have choices.
Right.
You deserve to be somewhere where you're respected, where your experience is valued. And sometimes starting fresh can be the most freeing and empowering thing you can do.
It's about recognizing your worth
Yeah.
and knowing that you deserve to be somewhere where your contributions are celebrated, not put down. And you know what? Age is not a bad thing. It's an asset.
It absolutely is. Think about it. The wisdom, the perspective, the resilience you've developed over time, that's valuable. Embrace it.
That's a great way to put it. So to wrap things up today, remember, your journey, all the strength you've gained, it's so valuable. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Age is not a limitation. Celebrate what you've experienced. And you know what? If you want to keep talking about this, connect with others who get it. Come join us on the Renew You Life blog, on Pinterest, and on Facebook. It's a great way to find support and be part of a community. And don't forget to check out the YouTube description for even more information and resources.
And as you go about your day, ask yourself this. What are some of the unique strengths you've developed because of what you've experienced? How can you celebrate those strengths and use them to create a more fulfilling and empowered work life?